Does it ever bother you when someone says you speak in an English accent when really it's English? It's us speaking in an American accent?
Yeah, you're not speaking it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to sometimes when I'm here, like I'll be in a hotel with someone and I have to take an order. I'll be like, can you speak to him in American, please? Because I'm tired of repeating myself. You know, the worst is on the phone or trying to book something, book a plane or a flight. Like the amount of times I have to repeat myself, and it's like they start getting frustrated with me. It's mad. But you gotta just deal with it.
It is what it is.
It is.
When you look at, like, I remember the first time I went over to England, years ago, growing up in the U.S., the one thing I noticed right away is that it didn't seem like it was the same level of racism between black and white.
We've been talking about this a lot recently.
In the UK, is out here. Was there actual slaves in the UK back in the day?
I think there was, man. For some reason, which is really is unacceptable, but I like almost know more about the American slave trade than I do the British one. And obviously the British were a big part of it.
Well, yeah, the British were the ones that were bringing them over and everything else like that. But there was there was a whole industry out here where they needed all the labor, whereas you didn't have cotton fields and stuff like that that required a massive amount of physical labor in the UK.
No.
So I mean, so you don't even know if there were slaves in the UK, but it wasn't like a.
Nah, but racism ain't always just linked to slavery. Sometimes racism.
Yeah, but there's a certain level of.
That's your history here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like what I realized when I went over there is that slavery still has an effect
here. Because it wasn't long ago enough.
It wasn't.
I've been to areas in this country, that are fucking. I can't believe it's America for a start. Like it's like third world. I've been to parts of Miami, parts of Houston, and whatever, New Orleans back in the day before Katrina. It's like, what the fuck's all this about?
Meaning what?
That's a bit, like, this is fucking terrible. This is like, I've never even seen this kind of poverty before. Like that's when I knew that, we used to think it was cool to say we were from the hood. And now it's all relative. If you're from like whatever your income is compared to what whatever wages at a certain place, you're poor, innit? And whatever's going on around you affects you still, innit? But the poverty I've seen here is a madness. The lack of empathy and how crazy this country is. Like, I thought I knew. We grew up on music videos and music, then eventually smack DVDs. Now we've got the internet, so we can see exactly what's going on, when it's going on.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I've been here for years and seen the shit for myself. I'm like, fucking hell, I'm glad I grew up in England. So
do you think that racism is not as pronounced in England as it is out here?
Racism's more blatant here. But racism was blatant when I was growing up.
Okay, so like, have you ever had like white people call you the N-word and stuff like that?
I thought with white boys, like, I thought with Asian boys. I grew up in a racist area.
Really?
In a racist time, yeah. I'm from East London. Anyone knows anything about East London?
Okay.
Traditionally racist area. But it wasn't just the white boys were picking on me because I was black. Everyone was fighting everyone. The Asian boys, the white boys, the black boys, everyone was just fighting everyone. But race was a big deal. But then if after a while, I guess the white boys didn't really dominate the area I'm from as much. And then, I don't know, I never felt like the police were gonna kill me. There's been a few incidents in the UK, probably more than that's been shed light, but it's still not like it is here.
Right.
Not like where they're blatantly on the phone and just killing people like live, like what are you gonna do about it? Not really, that's not going on. It's more, I guess they're a bit more, they're more covert. I think England's just more low key about stuff in general. England fucking had biggest empire at one point in the world.
Yeah.
There's a greasy bunch of like real serious, but I think maybe they're just so seasoned that they just do everything with a bit more class now. They're just not as noisy. That's why stuff's different. You know what I mean?
I mean, do you think there'll be a black prime minister?
A black prime minister in England. I don't know, man.
Think that'll happen in your lifetime?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't think there's going to be a black president in the U.S. in my lifetime.
There's been black presidents, if we're talking about whatever. a president that's got black in him, to whatever, to just say it bluntly. There's been that. There's been Lincoln, they're saying he was black. Eisenhower, he had black in him.
Okay.
There's been loads of cover-ups.
But
there were black kings in England that no one talks about. There's been
Really?
black royalty. Yeah, it just doesn't get to the front. You got to do your research, I guess. They're not trying to publicize that, but it's all right, isn't it? Yeah. But then you have to think about why there was a black president, and it wasn't just because yes we can. If you know anything about politics, which I don't claim to know loads about politics, it's whatever the Fed. He works for the Fed, right? Am I right? That's like.
What do you mean?
The Federal Reserve, the people he's working for, whatever they run the Federal Reserve. No.
I'm not sure.
No, you're not sure.
Not sure about that.
Whatever I've touched on, all right, I'm gonna fall back.
No,
if Vlad said, all right, cool, that's what I thought it was.
No, it's
maybe I'm on Instagram too much. I read too much memes, innit?
There's always going to be. I mean, you're talking about like sort
Is
of
it conspiracy?
Illuminati kind of thing.
All that Illuminati stuff is too broad. I'm over that. We've all done. I've been through our phases where we smoked too much weed and thought we've discovered. Sitting on YouTube thinking they've discovered something new every day. Like, oh my God, yeah, they're pulling the strings. They're trying to, this with it. But maybe there is a bit of that. But
I think with Obama is that he was just the best person for the job at the time.
For who?
I think the people chose him and voted for him. I mean, granted, the people don't exactly vote for the president's electoral college, but he was so overwhelmingly favored both times. It just was what it was. I don't think people voted.
Maybe it was that then. I don't know. That. So maybe.
And if you look at it, I mean, Obama really turned the economy around. I remember when he first, I was launching VladTV right around the same time Obama was taking office. And I remember how fucked up it was because the housing crisis just happened and everything was going to hell. And he pulled the economy out of that.
Okay, cool. So he doesn't work for the Fed then. I don't know. That's just some conspiracy.
I mean, he's part of the federal government.
Oh, right.
I don't know. Work for the Fed. I don't know what that means exactly.
You don't know what it means. I don't know what it fucking means either. Yeah. Just move on. Cool.
Have you ever met Khloe Kardashian?
Yeah, lovely girl.
Yeah. There was a rumor that the two of you hooked up.
Is it?
Yeah.
Fucking no, I wish I knew about that.
Nah, it's not true?
Nah.
It was supposed to be in Australia.
I don't know if God is a man or a woman, but I definitely know that bitch is the devil. For sure.
Why so?
Why so? She destroyed lives.